everybody, welcome back to Record-ology. Okay, what do Kiki the dog and the year 1975 have in common? Nothing, except for the fact that both are on this show. Why am I laughing? Because my wife is behind the scenes making hand gestures and signs at me to make me laugh. Anyway, we are reviewing the wonderful, the beautiful Crosley 1975T 2-speed turntable system with dedicated speakers, Bluetooth, CD player, radio, and it's all encased in a beautiful 1970s wood grain. You're not going to want to miss this.
Welcome to Record-ology.
Alright guys, this is a big box, but let's go ahead and open it. That was definitely not the most graceful unboxing of all time, but we're ready to set this thing up. Okay, easy as that, and now we're ready to really set this thing up. Okay, let's start around back. So the speakers have the same finish as the stereo record player system itself, and they are detachable, so obviously you've got your speaker wire, which we are going to connect right there. Now, while we're back there, you got the power supply, the FM antenna, and a line out capability, so you can plug this into a separate receiver or different speakers. So I am going to go ahead and connect this, and we'll go from there. Okay, next let's set up the turntable. So we've got to remove our typical packing materials. Our 45 spacer, looks like it has a nice little spot over here. That's kind of cool. That's nice. It's a peg, but it's kind of a unique spot. There's the pitch knob. We'll get to that later. Our tone arm is tied down with a little twisty tie here, which works well. Pulling that through. The stylus and cartridge assembly have a protective tape on there and a little plastic cap. So pull that off. I'd recommend saving these little caps for later if you're transporting them or putting them in storage. The counterbalance is spring-loaded and is designed to only put 3.5 grams or thereabouts of tracking force on your records, which is very light and is very, very acceptable. That paired with the Audio-Technica moving magnetic cartridge, and you're going to be in business for quite a while. Last thing, you want to make sure you take a screwdriver, it can be flathead or Phillips, and gently rotate this transport screw down. This will allow the mechanism that holds the platter and tone arm assembly to move a little bit and therefore protect it from unwanted vibrations, especially if you've got your speakers on the same surface as the record player, which is not ideal, but is it going to cause a big problem? No, you're going to be fine. One last thing before we get to turn it on is we need to put the dust cover on, and as we've talked about, this is very much an important step. You just slide it into these clips here in the back, and you, my friend, are ready to go. And you know, the smoked plastic dust cover definitely adds to that 70s flair. I love it. I grew up with this era of technology, and it's really neat to see it come back. By the way, before I forget it, these speakers have enough cable to extend them out about 3 feet if you wanted to do so. And like I said, it's ideal if they're on a separate playing surface than the same surface the record player itself is on. Taking a look at the front panel here, we have a headphone jack, an aux in, the power switch, FM, AM, the transport controls for the CD player, the function selector switch, and then over here we've got the CD drawer and the bass and treble control, volume control, and the tuning dial. Up top, we've got the pitch control right here, so you can adjust the speed and pitch up or down. Over here, we've got kind of a unique way to lift the stylus with a little lift on the back. So you would put your finger behind there to gently lift it. There's no cueing lever. And on the back here, you can see the speed selector switch and obviously the tone arm clip as well. And I think it's got a very clean appearance, a very nice, clean appearance. All right, guys, let's start out by testing the CD function. The power switch right down here beautiful blue design. I love, love, love blue light, and I think that's really cool. We move our selector switch down here. Ooh, that's interesting. So it slides really smoothly, and then there's like a little indent for whatever function you want to leave it at. So we're going to go to CD, and then up here gives us our readout for that. Then our transport controls become active, so we'll eject the disc, and we're going to put in Trans-Siberian Orchestra. So we're getting close to Christmas if you're watching this in December. And then our volume knob. Let's see, it'll probably auto play. And then we've got a bass and a treble adjust too. Okay guys, it definitely has quite a bit of punch. These speakers are performing better than I anticipated. Again, if you've got a medium, even a large room, I think that this would do the trick in terms of filling the room. It's very full range sound, so you've got good bass response, it's sharp, you've got brights, and you've got an excellent mid-range as you would expect, and it just sounds good. I mean, it's performing better than I anticipated because these are only one-way speakers, meaning that there's not two speaker cones in each speaker. There's just the single speaker, and they are ported, as you can see on the back. So that means there's a hole to let the bass be represented. And bass, as we've talked about in the past, is omnidirectional, so the hole can be in the back. It'll sound just as good as though it were on the front. And the directional audio, the mids and highs, are represented more directionally with the speaker being on the front. Now, this sounds good. I am so far very, very impressed. I'm excited to get into the other functions. So, all right, let's go ahead and listen to a little AM radio, and that will give us a sense for the AM sound quality and see what that sounds like.
News, Washington, Denver Public Works, along with this.
Let's get some music, maybe. I don't know if there is any music right now, but let's try. Apparently every station is in Spanish today.
To replace Gifford, Haggard normally fills in for Gifford. Wall Street closing what fix today?
Ideas about what you do agree with MLS will need to regulated by their vision.
You want to succeed, so you need to dress for the job, event, or relationship that you.
Amplitude modulation, as you know, or AM, never sounds quite as good as FM. It's in mono, and it's not going to be as clean or crisp or clear. But let's listen to some FM. This should sound brighter and sharper.
For what I did. Listen, maybe some of you said, hey.
Definitely so. Definitely clear. Definitely has that bright and sharp FM stereo sound that you would expect. Okay, now let's move on to the record player itself. Okay, so we're going to slide this back to phono for phonograph. Don't forget, it's also got Bluetooth, so you can pair your Bluetooth device, and that will allow you to hear your phone or whatever your Bluetooth device is on this system. It's not going to transmit out, but it's going to receive Bluetooth. Also, your aux in, if you have like something else like a tape player that doesn't have Bluetooth that you want to connect as an auxiliary input, or headphone jacks if you want to listen without disturbing your neighbors, or you're in a small space or an apartment. All right, guys, this is a 1970s style system after all. And what screams 70s to you? It may be, and for me it is, Bob Newhart. Remember the Bob Newhart show? 95% of my audience is saying Bob who? But back in the 70s, Bob Newhart and the Bob Newhart Show were a household name. He was a stand-up comedian, and this is a record of his performance. So we're going to go ahead and listen to this 1970s record on this 1970s record player. We're selected on 33 already. I'm removing that clip. I've never used a tone arm with this type of a lift grip on it or cueing lever. That's actually nice because you can pull a little bit, which gives you a pretty firm and smooth control over that. I like that a lot. And then we're going to gently lower it over the beginning of the record. Now it's not going to have a cueing lever. It's just going to have that lift. So let's go ahead and give it a listen.
As I told you, the door to my office is always open. I think you know why it's always open. That was stolen. I'd like that returned. It looks like the work of the same man. But since we started the cruise on such a low note, I think it's important that we try to end it on a high note.
Okay, it's a little bit hard to grab this off and pull it back. I touched the record a couple of times, which is not great, but this is definitely now I'm not going to say a throwaway record, you guys. I don't have throwaway records, but other people's trash is my treasure. It's actually in pretty good shape. It's a little dirty. Okay, let's play some music on it now. All right, guys, it is Christmas after all, or it's getting close to it. Or perhaps you're watching this after Christmas. In that case, I hope you like Christmas music, because we're going to play a little Nat King Cole, the Christmas song here, and really listen to some of the sound quality in terms of music from the record player.
Yuletide carols being sung by choir, and folks dressed up like Eskimos. Everybody brought tidings of the same, how that in Bethlehem was born the Son of God by name. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort.
The beautiful sounds of Doc Watson's guitar, and here we go. This is a good test as well of the sound capabilities of the system.
I had some trouble with my sweetheart's paw. One of her brothers was a bad outlaw. I sent her a letter by my Uncle Fudd, then I rode away on the Tennessee Stud.
Okay guys, that's going to do it for the 1975 Crosley vintage turntable system with its own dedicated speakers, a nice 70s wood veneer, and you know what? Kiki approved. I heard her barking quite a few times, which means she likes it or she's interested. I hope you guys are interested too, and I hope you enjoyed that video. If you're interested in owning this, go ahead and click on the link down below in the description. Also, don't forget to give me a comment, a thumbs up, and hit subscribe if you haven't done so already. As always, guys, thank you so much for being here. Happy record hunting. We'll see you next time.
Thank you for watching Record-ology. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification so you don't miss a single thing.
I am the Edison phonograph. The more you become acquainted with me, the better you will like me. Ask the dealer.